my favorite fighter is Brian Viloria.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say thank you guys for joining us on the press conference and leading up to the fight on Saturday. First of all, I also want to thank God for giving me the strength to be fighting at this level of competition through all these years. You know, I've been a pro for 17 years, and to still be able to be fighting amongst these world champions and these great fighters is an honor and it's a privilege to be doing that. I also want to thank my team, Team Viloria, my manager, and also my single father, who's been a great friend to me all these years, Gary Gittleson, to Ruben Gomez, who's been there for me every single day, training, everyone at Wildcard, to Marvin Somorio and Freddie Roach, who helped me prepare for this fight, and my backbone, also my wife, Erica Viloria, who's been the one whipping my team, in a shape every time they get out of line. So I thank you guys for giving me a chance to prepare myself greatly for this fight. I also want to thank Tom Loeffler, K2 Promotions, everyone there at the office who put a great show together. Taken Promotions, Mr. Honda and Akemi, who has given me this great opportunity to fight on the stage. Everyone at HBO to finally, give us smaller weight divisions a chance to fight in front of the world, and giving us this opportunity and giving us this big stage to fight. Just a couple weeks ago, I think a month ago, we had another press conference and everybody looked fat, gordo, out of shape. But now I see them and everyone's out of shape. Everyone looks skinny, and I think if they weigh in today, everyone will make their weight. And that only tells me one thing: that everybody's ready for Saturday, that they're ready to give their best foot, to show their best fight. And I believe this group of guys is gonna turn the world on to the lighter weight divisions. And I fought a couple of these guys already, and they're world-class caliber fighters. And these guys are gonna show their best and show their all, and the fans are gonna be in for a great treat. I, for one, I know I've trained really hard for this fight because I know the opportunities that it will present itself after this fight. And so I'm taking every fight seriously. I know all these guys will be taking every their fight seriously, and I just can't wait. Saturday can come soon enough, and I'll be there, and hopefully you guys will be there to witness this great card, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you again, and hello.
Thanks for the compliment, Brian. I was training with Triple G up in the mountains in Big Bear, so a lot slimmer than the first press conference. This thing still? Put up? Okay. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, there we go. Brian's much better with it. So with that, I see Ben Lira in the back. I don't know, Ben, is Ruslan here in the room? No, he's not here. I'd like also, before we get to the HBO fighters, I'd like to also acknowledge Ruslan Madaev. He's going to be on the show. The reason why is because he's trained by Abel Sanchez, but the reason why I want to acknowledge him is he's in a very tough fight. Ruslan's 9-0. He's undefeated with 4 knockouts, but he's fighting very difficult Abdil Ramirez. He's 23-1 with 22 knockouts from Mexico. So that's a big step-up fight for Ruslan. He knows if he's going to be on a fight like this, and that's always been Abel's philosophy, is kind of sink or swim, and that's a fight that really the fans shouldn't miss. That's going to be 2 fights before the HBO fight, so that's why we really encourage fans to come early to see the guys like George Acosta, like Ruslan, like Sinisa, also Nick Fraze, who's with Team Rungvisai. He's from Thailand. He's going to be on the show as well. So it's really from top to bottom. It's a great show. With that being said, I want to get into the HBO fighters now. Where do we start? The first fight of the triple header is going to be between Carlos Cuadras, El Principe. There he is over there, and Juan Francisco Estrada. I mean, these guys, they want to prove that they're deserving of another opportunity to fight for the WBC World Championship. So This is going to be a tremendous matchup. I think this is going to be a fan favorite, kicking off the HBO telecast. I'd like to introduce first with Estrada. I'd like to introduce Juan Hernandez, who can say a few words about the promotion, and also introduce Juan Francisco Estrada. Juan, are you here to come up? There's Juan. Also, again, Estrada is with Fernando Beltran with Zanfer Promotions. So we really want to thank Fernando and Juan Carlos Torres for all their work in putting this fight together. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. We want to thank everybody for coming. Like Tom said, this is going to be one of the biggest nights of boxing because we have pretty much the 6 top super flyweights in the world on the same card. I think I am obviously biased because I represent Estrada, but I think on Saturday we're going to show that he's actually the top of the 6. We're super confident that he's going to beat Cuadras on Saturday, and then he's really looking forward to either a rematch with Gonzalez if he wins, or fighting the Thai champion who did a great job by beating Roman. I want to take a quick moment to introduce our champion. We want to thank also Brian Viloria and Gary, who gave us an opportunity when they fought in Macau. And now I'll introduce the proud former champion from Puerto Peñasco, Juan Francisco El Gallo Estrada.
Bueno, buenas tardes a todos. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí. Estoy muy contento de estar aquí pues para esta gran cartelera, muy motivado y concentrado más que nada para dar un gran show este sábado y ganar más que nada, ¿no? Pues más que nada agradecer a HBO por esta gran oportunidad, a Kido por la gran oportunidad, y vamos a hacer a Carlos Cuadras convertirle en princesa, ¿no? Así que vamos a dar un gran show este sábado. Más que nada, pues todos los peleadores son pues de alto nivel, ¿no? Y pues vamos a esperar a este sábado.
Good afternoon to everyone. Very happy to be here. Appreciate the opportunity to fight on this great card. So many fighters, great level fighters, and I'm looking forward to making Carlos Cuadras into a princess, and I'm well prepared.
Agradecer a mi empresa Latin Sports por la gran oportunidad que me está brindando también de entrar a HBO a esta gran cartelera, ¿no? Y agradecer a toda la gente que me apoya, a todo México.
Of course, I'd like to thank my promotional company, Latin Sports, to all the fans that have always supported me, and looking forward to giving them a big fight.
Y bueno, quiero ser campeón del mundo de nuevo y vamos paso a paso, ¿no? Ojalá que gane Román González esta pelea para enfrentarlo, que yo estoy seguro que voy a ganar este sábado y hacer una segunda pelea.
I'm hoping that, of course, Roman wins on Saturday, so that when I win, which I'm sure I will, then I have a second opportunity to face him.
Es una pelea pues eliminatoria, campeonato del mundo de cinturón que ostenta Rungvisai, y pues estoy motivado para ganar y pues esperar la oportunidad, ¿no? Ya sea con Román o con Rungvisai.
I know this is an elimination fight, and looking forward to meeting the winner of the championship fight, whoever that might be.
Gracias.
Thank you.
I'm going to leave the microphone at this site. that, I mean, you see the rivalry already in this first HBO fight. With that, I want to acknowledge Osvaldo Kigle, who's the promoter for Cuadras, and also his manager Salvador Bremen. They're unfortunately not able to be here today, but we want to acknowledge both of their efforts in making this fight. And I'd like to bring up with that a fan favorite who fought here at the Forum last year against Chocolatito. The interesting thing, if I could just interject this real quick, the interesting thing, like Estrada had just mentioned, is a lot of these guys, both Estrada and Cuadras, had fought Chocolatito. Even Brian Viloria up here had fought Chocolatito before. And Cuadras had fought Rungvisai in Mexico. So you see, these are all warriors, all world-class guys that are willing to fight each other. And that's what makes this card so unique, is that you can mix and match all these guys and you're going to be in for a treat for a fight. So with that, I'd like to bring up Carlos El Principe Cuadras.
Así le va a hacer el gallito este sábado. Así algo, pollito desplumado. Bueno, quiero agradecer a HBO, a K2 por esta oportunidad. A Taken Promotion, que siempre me ha apoyado el Mr. Honda.
I want to thank K2 Promotions, of course, Taken Promotions, Mr. Honda, who's always been behind me.
Y quiero decirles que estoy muy contento, que vengo preparado, que voy a hacer la mejor actuación de toda mi carrera. La verdad es que quiero recuperar ese cinturón.
I'm very well prepared. This is the best I felt before a fight, and I'm looking forward to regaining my world title pretty soon.
Y pues quiero que sepan que vengo con todo para ganar esa pelea. Así que te vas a quedar cacaraqueando, gallito, cacaraqueando nomás, porque no creo que cantes como gallo. Te va a hacer bailar esa princesa que dices. Te va a hacer bailar, papá. La pluma te va a quitar, mira, así te voy a dejar.
I'm gonna unfeather you, leave you just like this chicken here. I'm very prepared to do that on Saturday night.
Y pues, you remember me, I am strong, I am fast, I'm very, very handsome, baby.
Carlos always brings his own props. He brings his fists and his props to the press conferences. So it's always great to have him on the show. And I mean, that's going to be, it's one thing talking at the press conference, but I know their fists are going to be flying on Saturday night. So it's we're in for a treat, and that's only the first fight. Normally that would be a main event of a show like this, but that's only the first fight on the HBO telecast. And as Carlos had mentioned, we also want to acknowledge Mr. Honda again and thank him for their involvement in Carlos's career and getting him to the point where he is now. So with that being said, we'll get into the co-feature on the show. Someone who I've known for a long time, Tin Man Newhouse. He's manager of Ryan Martin. When we were having some difficulty getting an opponent for the Monster, Tim called me and said, they're working with Antonio Nieves out of Cleveland, Ohio. Antonio is very hungry. He's got a tremendous record, and he wants to take full advantage of being on the stage on HBO on a tremendous show like this, fighting for the WBO World Championship. So I'd like to acknowledge Dimitri Salida with Salida Promotions. Without Dimitri's help in putting this fight together, his cooperation, it's one thing, if you're going back and forth negotiating, and you can tell if somebody really doesn't want to fight. If someone's easy to deal with, you know that their fighter and their team wants to fight. So I have to acknowledge Dimitri for really helping to put this together. With that, I'll bring up Tim Van Newhouse to say a few words about Antonio, and then he can introduce Antonio.
everybody. Tom, wanted to give a big thanks to you and your great family, Dorston, Erica, Bernie. You guys are all great to work with. Nieves is a kid that I've known since he was 17 years old, and every time he ever wanted to do something, he did it. He never let anybody down. He accomplished everything that people said that he couldn't accomplish. And when this kid started making noise, and there was a whole bunch of big noise about this kid, Joe Dell guy, his trainer, was already eyeing him up, studying him, and he would send me him all the time. I want this kid. If he comes to America, I want to fight him. So I already knew that Joe wanted to fight. It was going to be very, very simple. And they've been studying this kid for a long time, and this is a very, very hungry kid. And he's going to be in a dangerous fight. He's going to be in a very dangerous fight. So with that being said, I hope all you guys are in attendance to witness this. This is a special kid. I want to welcome the WBO top contender, Antonio Nieves.
How you guys doing? Good afternoon. First of all, I want to say thanks to everybody that showed up today. Also want to say thanks to K2 Promotions, Sound Offer, Salida Promotions for getting me in this fight. Just like you said, just to like that everybody is counting me out like I did when I started my career. Like they counted me out with everything else I did in life, and I'm just gonna keep pushing forward and overcome this. He's the champ for a reason. He's a two-time world champion. He obviously puts in the work, but like they said earlier, I'm hungry. I'm the new face in this division. I'm coming down from super bantamweight. Everybody had expectations about me making the weight. The weight came off easy. I'm ready to go. Like I said, nothing but respect to him. Obviously he's a champion, but I'm coming to fight. I'm ready to do what I got to do to take that belt and keep it here in the United States. I mean, I have not much to say. I'm ready to fight. I know he's ready to fight. Come Saturday, I know we're going to put on a show for everybody. But at the end of the night, I hope he's ready, because I'd rather die in there than let that belt go back to Japan. Me and my team are ready. We've been doing all the work that we have to do for him. And like I said, we've been eyeing this kid ever since we heard about him, and we're ready to go. And that's what we got to do. We're going to put in that work on Saturday.
You see the heart and passion that Antonio brings with him. You saw what LeBron James did for the city of Cleveland, and if Antonio can bring the world championship back to Cleveland, Ohio, that would be a huge statement for him. So I know he's 100% prepared. He's going to take full advantage of this opportunity, and it's a tremendous story of him getting into this fight. With that being said, I'd like to bring up someone who's never fought in America before, who's never been on HBO before, but who's been talked about by the boxing media, the boxing fans, and huge anticipation for seeing Inoue over here in the United States. I'd like to acknowledge his promoter, Mr. Ohashi, who sees the value of bringing Inoue here to the United States, being on the HBO platform, and being on a show like this. So I'd like to acknowledge Mr. Ohashi for his cooperation with that. With that being said, I'd like to, I want to present, we actually got a special gift from the Dodgers in anticipation of Inoue coming here to Los Angeles to fight. So they knew who Inoue is, and they've got some tremendous pitchers from Japan on their staff, so they wanted to present a special gift to Inoue for being on the show here in Los Angeles. This is a special jersey. You can see it has Japanese writing on it. Also, It's also signed by Kenta Maeda, one of the premier Japanese athletes here in the United States. He's one of the top pitchers for the Dodgers. And Kenta wanted to personally autograph, here's his signature, wanted to personally autograph this to Inoue. So with that, I'd like to present this.
I know, that's not his.
So then Inoue will say a few words, and Nobu will translate for him.
まずはじめに、ここアメリカで制圧するにあたり、HBO、K2 プロモーション、JK プロモーション、大橋会長、大橋プロモーションに、感謝します。First of all, I would like to thank all the people that were involved in allowing us to fight in the United States for the first time. HBO, K2 Promotions, JK Promotions, Mr. Ohashi, and Ohashi Promotions. そして、ここ、アメリカで、アメリカのファンの、皆さんの前で、試合をすることにすごく、興奮しております。I am very excited to be able to fight in front of an American audience. あさっては、また、ここアメリカで試合ができるように、人生をベストを尽くして頑張りますので、よろしくお願いします。Day after tomorrow, I'm going to give my life's best to put on a performance that will bring me back to fight here again. Thank you very much.
Just like the Dodgers are one of the top teams in baseball right now, Inoue is considered one of the top pound-for-pound fighters already in the sport of boxing. He only has 13 fights, but he has 11 knockouts, and he's really considered one of the biggest punchers, pound for pound, in the sport. So we want to give a big welcome to him from coming all the way from Yokohama. Yeah. That's one of the things that a lot of people don't realize is when fighters travel from so far away, from Thailand, from Japan, from Nicaragua, from Mexico, it isn't used to, it's not the same like if they're fighting in their home country with their home fans and the support and the commissions that they're used to. This is a completely different experience for Inoue and his team, and just like it was for Rungvisai when he fought in New York in Madison Square Garden. It's a huge opportunity, but it's also, you know, the jet lag, the different food, the hotels. There's a lot that goes into them coming from so far away and being on this show, and that's why we're so proud to have. This is really, when I was at the media training yesterday, it was really like international, like the United Nations, with all the fighters, all the media, all the fans. It's just it's a tremendous honor to put a show like this together. When we have those two fights as the entree for the main event, I mean the appetizer really for the main event, I have to say it really turns out to be a tremendous show. Next up, we'd like to introduce someone that we worked with for a number of different fights. He's become a fan favorite, not only on HBO, not only in America. He's a national hero in Nicaragua, and you know, he's following. He was universally considered the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the sport. When you can be a 112, 115-pound fighter and have that type of a distinction, it's a tremendous, just a tremendous statement for the accomplishments that he had in the ring. I know Roman is hungry. He wants to get his title back. He wants to show that what happened March 18th in Madison Square Garden wasn't a performance that he should have lost the title. So he wants to show that he is still a champion. I know he's very hungry. He went back to Japan. He was training with Mr. Honda, and he's extremely motivated for this fight. So with that, I'd like to bring up good friend of ours who we've gotten to know well over the last couple of years since we've been working with Chocolatito. I'd like to bring up his manager, Carlos Cuadras.
First and foremost, I want to thank God again for having us here in this opportunity. HBO, Taken Promotions, K2 Promotions, the WBC, everyone that showed up, all the media, all the fans that Roman has accumulated throughout the years. His talent has taken him here with the help of God. I want to thank everyone. I think this is going to be a great card on Saturday. Roman and everyone that stands behind him are ready for war. We expect nothing less from Rungvisai. I want to thank him in this camp for accepting the rematch. We know that even if the WBC had ordered it, there is options. So we want to acknowledge the champion. We want to acknowledge every of the other fighters that are here. We're going to make this definitely a Superfly card. You know, it's the best of the division. We prepared for everything. And coming Saturday, we're going to be ready to give you guys a great show. Roman is in excellent condition, so we're really blessed to be working with him. Just want to take my time to acknowledge personally Gaicho, our grandmother Nagano-san, mother Akemi, our brother Nobu, everyone from K2 means so much for us to be here. Peter, that has opened the doors for us and given us this great opportunity. Some of our new team members, Tadai Tanaka, to our trainer, Nakamura-san, our physical strength coach, Shimuraki, assistant trainer. Also, our designer, Hector de la Cruz, awesome job, photographer, Giselle de los Santos, and everyone else that has been able to make this camp an awesome camp and has given us the opportunity to have Roman fight once again here. I want to thank God and I'll introduce you to our pound-for-pound champion, Roman Gonzalez.
Muy buenas a todos.
Good afternoon to everyone.
Dios me los bendiga.
God bless you.
Bueno, quiero agradecerle ante todo, primeramente a Dios,
I want to
a
thank God,
HBO, a Taken, al señor Honda, a don Mauricio Iván, que me ha dado nuevamente la oportunidad, y a mi amigo Rungvisai, que también me ha dado la oportunidad nuevamente de pelear con él.
I want to thank Mauricio Sulaiman, the WBC, Mr. Honda, Taken, everyone that made this possible, and of course, Rungvisai for giving me the opportunity to fight for the title once again.
Bueno, yo dependo de Dios, porque Él es el único que me tiene aquí de pie, que me ha dado la fortaleza y la bendición de estar nuevamente con cada uno de ustedes.
Of course, I'm here because of God. He's given me the blessings to be in front of you here today.
He venido, como en todas mis peleas, en la mejor condición. Yo sé que va a ser una pelea muy bonita, como al público le gusta, esperando en Dios que puedan disfrutar la pelea y que Dios me lo bendiga de nuevamente, y pues todas las cosas que he tenido se las he puesto en la mano de Dios. Bendiciones a todos.
I come well prepared, like I always do for all my fights. I hope to give you a wonderful fight, just like I try every time I get into the ring. And like everything, I'm blessed by God for having this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Roman. You can see how serious he is about getting his title back. It was a setback for him. As he mentioned, the WBC ordered it. The fans wanted to see it. And luckily, we were able to put it together for this Saturday night. With that, I'd like to introduce the champion, the WBC Super Flyweight champion of the world. Rungvisai wants to show what happened March 18th in Madison Square Garden wasn't a fluke, that he is the true champion, and that's what makes, you can see the hunger in these fighters, that's what makes this matchup such a tremendous matchup, and we really, as Carlos said, we have to give credit to both fighters of accepting this rematch. The first fight was a very tough fight for both guys, and for them to go through their hard work, their training camp, to do it one more time, it's really a tribute to their honor and everything that they want to accomplish. With that, I'd like to bring up Fang, who can say a few words about their promotion, and then introduce the champion, Rungvisai.
So, 8 years ago, Sisake saw Rungvisai walk into our gym, Nakhon Lung Promotion in Thailand. He had the boxing record back then of 1 win, 3 losses, 1 draw. And he was a full-time trash collector when he had to pick up food from trash to eat on difficult days. But from that day on, he decided to dedicate his whole life into boxing. From that day on, he decided to work day in, day out to be the best boxer he could be. And against all the odds, he became a great boxer. And 8 years later, on March 18, 2017, he got the opportunity to fight against #1 pound for pound best boxer in the world, Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez. And he was given the odds of 1-14 or 1-20 to win the fight. But again, against all the odds, he won the fight and he became the champion of the world. So this is the man that never backed down from any challenges. This is the man that consistently beats all the odds that are put against him. He's now a national hero of Thailand. And on Saturday night, he'll have the whole nation of Thailand behind him. On Saturday night, people in the whole country of Thailand will be cheering for him, will be supporting him. So on Saturday night, he'll be fighting for something that's bigger than himself this time. So that's why he's more motivated than he has ever been. So on Saturday night, you will see the faster, stronger, and better version of your WBC Superflyweight champion of the world, Sisake Rungvisai. It will be another fight of the year. It will be another great fight. We have to thank you, WBC, HBO, and K2 Promotion for this opportunity. So I would like to introduce to you your WBC Super Flyweight Champion of the World, Sisake Rungvisai.
ขอบคุณ SBO ขอบคุณ WBC ขอบคุณ K2 Promotion แล้วก็สวัสดีผู้สื่อข่าวทุกคนแล้วก็แฟนมวยทุกท่านผมขอบคุณโรมันกอนซาเลสที่ที่ให้ผมได้ต่อยกับโรมันกอนซาเลสผมรู้สึกดีใจมากที่ผมได้ต่อยกับโรมันกอนซาเลสที่เวทีใหญ่ๆและผมจะนำเข็มขัดกลับเมืองไทยให้ได้ครับ
So good afternoon everyone. First of all, I have to thank HBO, WBC, and K2 Promotion for this great opportunity. And thank you all, everyone, to be here today. And I also have to thank Roman Gonzalez to give me the opportunity to fight with me last time and also this time. I'm very happy and I'm very proud that I am standing here and getting to fight in such a great event and a great show. And I'm very confident and I'll do my best to bring the belt and the title back to Thailand this time.
ไฟนี้ผมซ้อมมา4 เดือนเต็มผมซ้อมหนักมากผมมั่นใจว่ายังไงผมก็ต้องชนะได้เข็มขัดกลับเมืองไทยให้ได้ครับแล้วก็ถึงผมจะแพ้จะชนะผมก็โรมันก็จะสู้ สู้ผมยากครับผม
So I have been training for full 4 months this time, so I'm very ready. I'm super ready to bring the belt and the title back to Thailand this time. And regardless of the result for this fight, one thing that I'm very confident is that Roman Gonzalez will have to face a tough challenge because he is fighting me on Saturday night.
สุดท้ายนี้ผมขอฝากพี่น้องชาวไทยที่อยู่อเมริกาช่วยมาดูผมเยอะๆแล้วก็ช่วยเชียร์แล้วก็เป็นกำลังใจให้ผมด้วยนะครับขอบคุณมากครับ
So lastly, I would like to invite all the Thais in LA and in the US to come to the stadium and cheer for me and support me to win this fight and take the title back to Thailand. Thank you so much.